Hello friends, welcome to Astro Vishaka Astrology channel. Today we are gonna discuss about the series which I am following on Philadelphia. Today we'll have a discussion about Saturn and how the effect of Saturn into 12 houses. Now let's be honest. Whenever people check their birth chart, and the first they where the first your eyes will go is on the Saturn. Where is sitting? Because there is an immediate wave of anxiety. The ancient text don't just hold back either. If you read the classics like Faladipika or Brihajatak, there are a lot of heavy words have been used like poverty, sorrow, isolation, aimless, childless, wandering, a lot of efforts but no results. That kind of some of them uh, the mentions about these heavy words. But in the modern era, or probably we'll say the astrology generally ignores, is that ancients were not trying to scare you. They are exposing the ultimate blind spot in your chart, which is you don't know what is exactly happening there. While it is your own karma, but still it is you are not able to find out what exactly happening there. So Saturn is a cosmic auditor and he represents time, discipline, Kaal, boundaries, heavy reality checks. So you why you born is only Saturn will tell you. Otherwise, all otherwhere you are a lot of God and walk in your life. Whereas Saturn is telling you every time to time, please come on the track. And Saturn sits in your chart. That position is where you will earn your success through sheer grit, efforts, patience, maturity. A lot of time and efforts goes there. It's not a permanent curse, but you're a superpower or a super power or a superhero in making. So it takes time. So today we are breaking down this ancient secrets of Saturn on the across all the 12 houses. There are various aspects you will see on the internet from various astrologers, but this is something which I got from the ancient scripture. So translating them into a very raw and practical strategies for today's world. And let's dive in. So, as I regularly do, I break the houses between four areas. And the first three houses I generally take is a person is evolving, he's creating his identity, he's creating his own worth, and he's building his own mindset. So that's the reason first three houses I took as one of the area of foundations. So Saturn in Lagna, Saturn in ascendant in first house. So text says Saturn in the first house makes person face a very childhood struggle. You can comment if you have such experience. You feel very heavy all the time. You feel all been heavy responsibility and all those things been given on your head. This is why because first house is you, your personality, your vibe, your aura, and your vitality. And when Saturn sits here, life forces you to grow up early. He's not allowing you to enjoy your childhood. He say be mature. The day you born, you start becoming mature, and you feel a weight of responsibility on your shoulders for even early ages, from youth early ages. But there is a massive ancient loophole is there. If Saturn is exalted in Libra, or in its own sign of Capricorn or Aquarius, the text you become equal to a king. So we use the Parashara technique where you can say, okay, first lord in first house makes person very strong and king capability and mayor or a chief of specific organization. So you become a self-made powerhouse. So you not depend on anyone to build your own career or your life. You are your own an industry leader, because again Saturn represents the industry as well, and as an executive also some of the top management positions you can achieve using this. Saturn demand absolute authenticity. uh, you cannot be fake, and you should avoid, if you are a fake, avoid throughout your life. Your success is built on solid rock of personal discipline and attitude. That makes a lot difference. So first house Saturn, now you got the kind of test how what ancient is saying and what you are experiencing depending on how Saturn placed in which houses or which sign. That matters a lot. Saturn in second house. Ancient scriptures say that that makes a face very unattractive, and brings a lack of wealth and early on, forcing the native to leave their homeland later in life. So, to find a true luxury, so what happens is, in the second house rules your family, health, and speech, wealth, speech and resources, your sustenance. And Saturn here gives you a serious no nonsense attitude and no nonsense way of speaking as well. Early in life you might feel financially restrained or restricted, and misunderstood. Many times people misunderstood, and especially your own family member will be misunderstood by your way of speaking. But in classical remedies, living your native ways. It's a fabulous thing. Means that your true abundance unlock when you break from inherited mindset and build your own independent financial structure. So you create your own world. And one obviously once you do that, the wealth obviously follows it and it will come. And when it arrives, it will remain a rock solid. It will not leave easily. So one thing just keep in mind: Saturn gives in delay, but Saturn once it gives you, blesses you with wealth and prosperity, it remains lifelong. So that's a great side of the Saturn. Saturn in the third house. Text call native highly intelligent, wise, and also liberal, but also prone to a laziness, or inner happiness is also there. The third house is zone of efforts, and you need a effortless courage, short travel, siblings. Saturn here acts like a heavy brake pedal uh, on your immediate drive. So your drives get upsurge, and then it slows down, and it makes deeply analytical before you take action. So a lot of analysis been done before taking any specific action. You aren't reckless risk taker like mass people do. They are very sometimes, not every time, but mass makes person little reckless or impulsive or quick decision makers. But Saturn delays the decision, but once the Saturn gives the result, you will see you are a very strategic decision maker, and you are like a typical strategic chess player. You will know 4 steps ahead what is going to happen, what action you will take, what kind of responses you will get. You will do all pros and cons of every decision making. Indolence, the Asian mentioned that it actually mental fatigue from overthinking as well. But when you channel this position into a masterfully calculated execution, your wisdom becomes one of the greatest asset for everyone. Whoever is in your contact or in your surrounding, you become a greatest asset for them. Now let's talk about houses like 4 to 6. This is the second phase of houses where I see a lot of your inner core strength or foundation, which is your home as a foundation. I take creativity also comes here, or daily hustle, how you handle. So Saturn in fourth house, classically it indicates being a bereft of home, lacking comfort, always experiencing a very delicate childhood you might have gone through. Fourth house is your emotional core and your mother and your inner peace, and you somehow get disconnect with your that because of the emotional wall has been created. So there is a disconnect with the attributes of those areas, including mother. So you might feel like you are never fully got a carefree, emotionally nurturing you as a child needed but never get it. But in today's world displacement, it's you build your own emotional security. So from within, so you will accept situation you faces, and most of the difficult situations Saturn in fourth house goes, he traumas he goes through, and eventually he at later part of his life he will say anything comes, it doesn't affect me. So you create your own emotional security. Your reliance on others for emotional security, zero. Don't expect anything. So you might buy a real estate and settle down in later in life, but the home you build will be unshakable fortress, because you learn how to be your own anchor. You are not depend on anyone, so you become independent. So here you just see that wherever Saturn goes, he gives you some kind of lesson for us. You in area where you are weak, he make you strong. And that's the experience you're going to get Saturn from specific houses in this life. Saturn in the fifth house, the old exposition that makes someone evil minded, because it's a buddhi, it's a Mercury, it's a intelligence, and that Saturn comes, it's a lacking learning or wandering aimlessly without wealth. Let's look at the mechanics. The fifth house is a speculative intelligence, okay, romance and children. And Saturn here is a despises superficial drama and easy shortcuts. He will say you, if you try to gamble in with your career or play frivolous games, Saturn shuts it down. So you understand you need to be very careful. Where Saturn goes, you need to be true to yourself. Forget about others. You should be true to yourself. This is not right, this is right. So you follow the principles which you've been born with, those expectations. You should follow those expectations, especially in those areas, because Saturn will teach you quick a lesson. For lesson, teaching a lesson, he will not take time, but giving the benefit, making him happy and getting the reaping the benefits from Saturn takes a long time. So don't have to wander aimlessly because you are broken. You wander until you find a mission which is grand enough to dedicate your life. So see, wherever Saturn goes, he creates the karma for that specific house. And when Saturn is delaying the things, that means your karma in that space is going to be much higher because you have to achieve that goal. So rather than in the pain you're running around, you just focus on some big goal and try to achieve that. Again, this is a new innovation. So whatever you create, some idea with your idea, some creation you do, which will be unique and which will remain long term. That's the way you should look at it. Saturn in the sixth house. Again, it's a daily hustle. We hit a very spectacular placement here. And the ancient text also absolutely celebrate this because calling it native wealthy, conqueror of enemies also, and highly formidable. Okay, it's very strong. The sixth house in the battlefield of daily life, which is of dates, disease, or enmity or obstacles. That's a struggle. That's a Saturn comes in the sixth house itself. It's a past life, some struggle you bring along with you, and that Saturn is gonna teach you a lesson. Now teaching a lesson doesn't mean he's making your life miserable. He's also giving you benefits once you learn that lesson. This is a placement makes you absolutely beast of handling crisis. You know how to handle crisis while others panic under a very corporate pressure or a competitive stress. You will rise, you will set up your, you will organize the chaos. That's the best part. After doing this organization of the chaos, like chaos cannot be organized, it's a mess, but you know how to manage that mess. You know who is good for which specific area, and you will use that. And you know who is your competition, and you know how to crush the competition as well. So your enemies just simply run out of stamina before you do, because you have inherent patience. You will not, it's like a cat and mouse. You will not kill quickly. You will make him play, ensuring that the competition will tired of you, but you will not tired. You will know that that one moment I will wait, he will become weak, and I will achieve my success in that area. That's the way Saturn sixth house should be looked at. Third phase is, or probably third slot of houses, called partnerships, transformation, and higher wisdom or higher purpose. So Saturn in the seventh house. Now text warns here that Saturn here brings the struggle in marriage, poverty, or relationships, and with a questionable characters. So seventh house is a mirror of partnership. So what is mirror? Mirror, you will see what you germinate, that only you will get. Same way what you will want to see in the mirror, you will see that only. So it gives a real picture of yourself. So yeah, so it actually highly serious, mature and demanding marriage will be, the partner will be very serious, very demanding. In modern culture, you can say you rush into the romance for fleeting superficial reasons. Saturn creates immediate friction. It forces you to view partnership not as an emotional playground, but a long-term legal and spiritual alliance. So that person will, the partner will stand for you in your crisis. He will be like a fortress around you. But if you try to mess with him, it's a judicial sign, like Saturn planet is playing. He will quickly give you a lesson. So uh, true relationship stability blooms beautifully after you hit your late 20s or early 30s. So it is early marriage is not advisable. It's okay if you marry, but initial teething problem will be there. Eventually you will learn what is good, what is bad, and you will learn out of it, and you will do that. And as you grow, see, Saturn also karaka for old people. So as you marriage become like old wine or old couple, then you will be very strongly bonded. So initial hiccups, but eventually will pick up. Saturn in the eighth house, classically associated with chronic health issues. Okay, lack of wealth, isolation from friends, relatives, and eighth house rules the hidden matter, joint finances, and sudden transformation. Today you think this way will happen, and suddenly the things changes in a for your good in a long term. So Saturn here acts like a strict guard at the door of the occult and shared mysteries. It forces you to look at life's dark hidden realities, and just focus on that. Yes, it can create sudden financial bottlenecks. That is for definitely will happen because the aspects in second house as well, but also grants incredible longevity and unmatched ability to handle deep psychological transformation. So you will handle these challenges in long term. You become the person who others lean on when their own life are falling apart. That is the reason where your role is to heal others. And that's where Saturn makes in the eighth house. You start working for others, you are utilizing the house, you helping their finances. It will help you to be come out of the challenges of the eighth house Saturn. Yes, in the Saturn eighth house, also giving you a conditional support, saying if you use the karma badly, it will directly affect you or your progeny. So it is very important that 8th house Saturn people maintain their good karmas, be positive, and help others. That's the only answer is coming out of this. Now, Saturn in the ninth house. The ancient notes offer a fascinating perspective about this. They mention that it takes away fortune, one of first of all, and major master point out that because it's a ninth house of dharma, Saturn here brings a total revolution in belief. So uh, think of spiritual giants like Ramakrishna Paramahansa or Ma Anandamayi. They had an incredible ninth house Saturn alignment. Yes, absolutely great. In modern life, this position means you are not not going to blindly follow any tradition or dogmatic and mainstream beliefs. You will question religion, you will question philosophy and societal norms. Just to give an addition that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is a exalted Saturn in the ninth house. He has gone through every religion to understand why my religion is great. It not just saying some his parents or his elders have told him, okay, this is a great religion. No, he will not would have not believed it. So he has gone through. He had gone through actually multiple different religion texture. He's not only learned about his own religion. He has learned about others' religion, and then he become a profound knowledger, a philosopher due to this. So it turns out to be you are going to be a profound philosopher and highly principled mentor you will be in long run. So in later part of the life you will be like a guru. You are a guru. You're going to be a guru in that sense. Now the final three houses, let's talk about where your karma is very strictly connected. Your manifestation comes here and your liberation is also connected here. So Saturn in, and these are typically 10th and 11th houses are Saturn's own natural zodiac. It's their own houses. So obviously you expect some goodness out of these houses. So Saturn in the 10th house, scripture said beautifully that Saturn here makes a person equal to king and highly renowned and valiant and deeply connected to building foundational systems. So you create some system which can become a kind of uh, can you become many followers will start using that, something you become a initiator or torchbearer on the specific thing. So Saturn naturally, 10th house is your public reputation, career, authority. Saturn is naturally at home here. It gives you incredible work ethic. You are very morally high moral people and innate understanding of the organizational scale as well. Your career might start very slow, requiring you to climb the ladder step by grueling steps. You are taking enough efforts, and this is a karmic place. You will take maximum efforts. No, make no mistakes as well. But at the once you reach the peak in the second half of life, this will remain a permanent. You don't just get a job, you build a lasting legacy, so people will remember you even after you retire or you move out of the career. Still people will remember you. They will vouch for you, the kind of knowledge you, so you build your own legacy. Saturn in 11th house, fabulous place, another exceptional classical placement. And the text promises lasting income and an accumulation of great wealth and freedom from all major crises. So fabulous thing. 11th house is a arena of the greatest ambitions because you become very focused on achieving something, ambitions, network, cash flow. Saturn here acts like a compounding interest account. So you spend X, you will get 3x. Your network might be small, curated, rather than massive and superficial. You don't believe in superficiality. Your network is also very, very useful for you. But your connections are deeply influential as well. Your financial gains are systematically over time ensuring that your elder years are fully secure and highly influential. So you later part of the life you will be very stable, successful and achieved all your goals. Manifestation is a great here. Saturn in the 12th house. This ancient text states a very harsh tone here, calling its native is defeated or poor or physically restricted. But let's unlock the true spiritual autonomy of the 12th house. House 12th house itself is a isolation. 12th house is where let go is the flavor. Foreign lands are there, unknown places are there, subconscious minds are there. So Saturn demands absolute solitude and inner inventory. So if you try to lose yourself in the chaotic noise of material world, you will obviously feel very drained and defeated, and that is the experience you will get in the 12th house. Not the person in the 12th house Saturn is very poor, no, that's not the story. So you channelize that energy of 12th house in a proper manner, you will achieve success. You go in a foreign country, still you will achieve success. So but when you channel, if you channel this energy in deep meditation, you start doing meditation, remote work, international ventures, or back-end research. You don't want to come in the public. You are just avoiding remaining isolation and do your research. Saturn grants you unparalleled inner peace and global reach. It turns isolation into the ultimate sanctuary. So it's the best place if you utilize. So my overall 12 houses analysis here is coming to an end, but one thing is there, what ancient mention is not here to fear you, scare you, or challenging you. Okay, my Saturn in the 8th house, I am in the trouble. My Saturn in the 12th house, I am doomed. No, that's not the story. You have to understand the flavor of house, and basis on that, if you utilize the house, activate that house and understand the house, you will achieve whatever you're looking for. Any planet or houses is not going to stop you achieving what your goals are, but you need to define the right goal. Are you going in the right direction? So that's what happens when Saturn comes in any specific houses and you get those responses. So end of the day, looking at Saturn in your chart shouldn't bring fear. The ancient seers wrote down these are the stark descriptions who show us the exactly where to put our energy, and you cannot be so sloppy or lazy or undisciplined. That's not going to work. So Saturn need that quality from you, that you should be disciplined, you are following the daily routine, you don't be lazy. Then Saturn is going to give you the result, but understand the flavor of house as well. So if this breakdown, so you can treat Saturn's house as your life's ultimate masterclass. So he, while Guru is there to teach you, to give you growth and all, everything is right. But Saturn is the ultimate teacher. He is treat him with respect, okay, and put it in the work. Watch it and becomes your greatest foundational strength. Saturn can become a greatest foundational strength. So just stop fearing about Sade Sati or Saturn transit on my Lagna or 8th house or 4th house. I am in doomed, I am in trouble. That's not the story. So if you break down, change the way you look at your chart, then please hit the like button, press the like button, subscribe for more deep cosmic knowledge which I share through my channel, and drop a comment below if which house holds your Saturn and how you felt in, and do let's do some reality checks in your life. Until next time, keep looking at the stars, but keep your feet firmly on the ground. Take care.